Hello, Slothrin and adult fans of Lego. It's time for another episode of Sloth City. And what is happening today in Sloth City, you may ask? Well, if you look behind me, you can see that in the housing edition, Sloth Acres, one of our happy couples, you can see them there. There's Paul, and there's Brian with a Y, and they're having a cookout to meet all of their neighbors. And we have already met some of these neighbors. We've got the ones that we've already met, and then we have two new neighbors who you have not yet met, who have just moved in. And one of them is Thaddeus, and one of them is Frank. And if they look a little bit familiar to you, it's because you have seen them driving around in this fine vehicle that is one of the original build, quote unquote, or at least modified cars that are driving around Sloth City. But it is parked because they, of course, are at the cookout. But when I say that they are new neighbors, that means that they have a house that you have not yet seen. So let's take a look at this fine house. We're going to start off, as we usually do, with the first floor. Actually, I take that back. Before we go to the first floor, we're going to take a look around the entire house on the outside. So, it is what I like to refer to as 2.5 stories, which means that it's 2 stories plus enough room to have a little attic bedroom. So, you have seen this general style before, but of course, each building in the neighborhood is unique. So, 2.5 stories, you might recognize these lovely vintage roof tiles because they are on another roof in the neighborhood. And you have seen some of these windows and doors before, but you won't be seeing many more of them unless I buy more because I am running out. But here is the front, and if we go around, we can see we have plenty of windows. Up here, it's kind of hard to see them, but there are little ventilation windows, little rounded. There we go. You can just see it from that angle. There's one on either side. There's the other one. And these have these gorgeous shutters that open and close. And the windows themselves open and close, although not as easily with my thumb fingers from the outside. And of course, we have the requisite doors for egress to the front and backyard. All right, having taken a good look at the outside, now we can move on to the interior. And the first floor is a living room. And you can see that they have adopted another dog from the animal rescue. And yet the animal rescue never seems to run out of dogs. It's funny how that works. But anyway, this dog's name is Mittens. So now you have met Mittens and you have met Mittens owners. So we can just take a quick look around of this beautiful living room. We have a couple of matching red chairs. We have a table with a lamp. And then we have one of my little built, again, sofa or love seat or fainting couch. You decide. It doesn't have a back because there wasn't really room for it and still have people able to sit on it. So I didn't put a back on that one. But having seen that, we will move on to the next floor. And the next floor is a kitchen. And I am very proud of this kitchen because Once again, there is a new feature for me. I have built my first refrigerator. And you can see it there. It is a black refrigerator. It is a beautiful black refrigerator. And it has a clear blue door for the freezer section. And below that is the refrigerator section. And I am not even going to try to reach in there and open them up so that you can see inside. Take my word for it, they do open. It is a functioning refrigerator. And then we have another one of my little brick-built sinks. This actually has a custom Friends faucet on it. Next to that is the little range. They do not have an oven. They don't do any oven sort of cooking. They just have the burners. Moving past that, they have canisters, including a canister full of dog treats for their fine dog Mittens. Next to that is a little sprig of growing herbage that they might have gotten from their neighbor Josh, who of course has the green thumb and wants to become a horticulturist. Then we have the kitchen table and chairs so that they can sit down to eat any meals that they cook in their gorgeous kitchen. So there we have the kitchen. And last, we are going to do the lovely attic bedroom. And we get to it by this piece that so conveniently lifts out. And then if you look inside, you can see they have a fine little attic bedroom. And you can see that they have fine little lamps, bedside lamps, that are cunningly attached to the walls so that they don't take up any precious floor space. And they additionally have an added benefit of supporting the roof when I put the roof back on. That's why the roof doesn't just collapse into the attic bedroom. So there we have another fine edifice in Sloth City that I have put together slightly backwards, so I'm going to put it together the way it is intended to be before I finish off the video, lest the video end with things looking at 6s and 7s, as they always seem to do. Just go ahead and admire it a little bit longer. There we go. And roof goes on approximately as it was before. And it goes into its position in the neighborhood. So if we come back here, we can survey the entire beautiful neighborhood that is Sloth Acres. And having showed you that everybody is getting along, all of the happy couples are making friends and are going to become a lovely neighborhood where everybody gets along with everybody else and they have wonderful cookouts and are just idyllic, and it is a sort of suburban Eden with that wonderful thought, that optimistic thought, to make your life a little bit better in a way that will not really affect you, but might give you some positive thoughts for your own life. That is the thought that I would like to leave you with. And as always, thank you for coming, and you have a good day.